Hey crafty friends, it's Joy here with another lawn fawn video, and today I created this little sweet picnic card using the new Big Blossom Flowers die. I'm going to start actually with an older stamp set, the Crazy Antics, because this is so perfect for the idea that I had for this layout. When I saw those big blossom flowers, I thought it would be so cute to have a little critter using them as shade because the critters are so tiny. So then I pulled out this darling little Crazy Antics stamp set. We've got two little mice, a picnic blanket, a picnic basket. We have a few little ants, and then I did 4 little blocks of cheese because they're mice, and so they're having a picnic with cheese. Now in the stamp set, there's other cute little foods like watermelon, a sandwich, popsicle. There's some other things that you can also do, but I just thought it would be cute to do all of the cheese for their little snacks. I am using Olo markers to color my images. I stamped it with Lawn Fawn's black ink. And so we're just going to get a little bit of color on these images, and then I'm going to use the coordinating dies to die cut out all of the little picnic pieces here. So I've got these mice, a cute little kind of grayish brown. We have our cheese, of course, that's yellow, our picnic basket that's brown, and then we're going to do a red blanket for their cute little picnic. And then all of those little ants, the little tiny ants, I just stamped with the black ink. There's also larger ants that you could use, that you could color in, but I wanted just to keep it with these little tiny little ants. So I'm tracing with a darker marker over all of the stamped lines and then coming in with a medium and a light color just to blend that out just the tiniest bit. And then I'm going to go back in over those lines one last time with that darker marker. Okay, so I of course die cut the Big Blossom flowers. I am using saltwater taffy and worn lipstick for my ink blending. I'm just doing a really easy ink blending. I want it darker at the top or at the base of the flower petals and then a little bit lighter towards the tips. And some of these I'm going to layer and a couple I will not layer just to give the flowers a really different look when we lay them out. And then rustic wilderness for the leaves and the stems to our pretty little flowers there. We're going to do some stenciling on the background to create this cute scene. Oh, for the centers of the flowers, I did use, oh my goodness, what did I use? Scattered straw. So let's use Mowed Lawn and the Grassy Hillside stencil. I'm going to create this fun little hill for our background. And because this has the opposite side that masks, it's going to be perfect for the next stencil. I am using, I can't remember what it's called, you guys. I think it's the Clouds or Cloudy Sky stencil. And I am going to place my masking part of my stencil down to cover up the grass, and then we're going to create some cloud in the sky. I will be using Tumbled Glass Distress Oxide ink, and I'm going to use both of these stencils because we're going to put a lot of fun little clouds up there. And then just doing an ink blending. I'm going a little bit darker on these clouds, but when I bring in the second stencil, I will go a little bit lighter just to give them a variation so they're not all exactly the same. So our masking stencil is perfectly in place. And then I accidentally grabbed the wrong one, the same one, and I'm like, this is wrong, so I have to grab the other one. And then I will put that down here. And there's little registration marks from the previous clouds that you can line up so you know exactly where this goes. So again, these are going to be ink blended or stenciled just a little bit lighter. And then we have this fun, cute little background. All right, let's assemble some of our flowers here. So some of these I'm going to layer, and they just are a little offset from each other so you can see all of the flowers. I'm doing the lighter color on top and the darker on the bottom, and then I'm going to leave 2 not layered, so 1 dark, 1 light. And then we have a couple of these little buds. I actually end up only using 1, but I do tend to die cut more than I need. I would rather have a little extra than not enough. Let's add the centers to our flowers. These are just so sweet and bright and colorful. I've used all the coordinating dies to die cut out all of our little images. So I have everything laid out here, and I'm just going to start gluing the flowers to the stems here. I like to lay out my things first, and in this way I needed to make sure everything was tilted the right way before I started gluing everything down. So let's start with our picnic blanket. I'm going to add a really low profile foam adhesive behind our picnic basket, and I did glue 2 of the pieces or blocks of cheese into the basket, so from behind, so they're sticking out. Then we've got our darling little mice. I'm going to have a piece of cheese that they are sharing. So I'm going to add a little foam adhesive between the 2, and then I'm going to add another one with foam adhesive off to the side right there. And I forgot to color in their noses, so I just did that really quick. Now, I was thinking when I imagined this scene that I wanted the flowers to be all around them. Like, these are just the tiniest little mice. I'm sure you've seen pictures of the tiny mice on top of flowers. And so that was kind of my inspiration. And so I thought this would be fun to have flowers in front and behind and just really close to them. They're just tucked in to all of these beautiful flowers, having a fun little picnic. So I'm going to adhere this flower on in front of that picnic basket, and it totally gives that kind of closed in little feel. So I added some foam adhesive behind that one, and I just used a little bit of liquid glue underneath the stems, and then that one has some foam adhesive. It's going to go off to the side, and anything that's hanging over I will trim the excess off of. So let's get this guy. I'm going to place this one here. So we're going to have 3 on the left, 3 on the right, but one of them is going to be a bud. And so this one actually is going to overlap those other flowers, but look at how that just tucks in around these cute little mice. And then we're going to slide this bud back. There we go. Look at how cute that is. Then we can start adding our leaves. I just think this little scene turned out way sweeter than I thought it was going to be. So there's a couple of sizes. There's a larger leaf and a smaller leaf. Again, I die cut more than I needed, but that's okay. I like to have extra. But I do want to get a good amount of leaves here because that also gives the feeling that they're really just inside this cluster of flowers in the grass, which really turned out super, super cute. Look at how darling that is. Oh my goodness, it is so much fun. I think I have another flower I'm going to add. There we go. I'm going to tuck that one under, and look at all the dimension. I just think it turned out so pretty. And then we have our cute little ants. I'm going to use 5. I did stamp 7, but 5 seems to be the magic number. I have them on the flowers, the basket, going towards the cheese, on leaves. Really, really, really cute. Okay, let's stamp our sentiment. It says, life's a picnic without, or with you, not without you. That would not be a nice sentiment. Life's a picnic with you. So I stamped that with black ink using my MISTI. That is from the Crazy Antics stamp set. And I'm going to add some foam adhesive and place this at the top. And this will be on an A2 size card base, but look at how cute this is. I adore this little scene. It turned out so, so precious. Thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching. I hope that you enjoyed this project. I hope you feel inspired by it, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Bye.